Hi everyone, my name is Andrea and today I'm going to expose to my classmates how to best shape a design-oriented presentation. As we go along with this presentation, I'm going to focus on architecture presentations because this is a presentation I feel more comfortable speaking about because I could put myself in the skin of an architect as a student of architecture. So since Design 1, we as students of architecture have been through pinups. I guess those presentations, the client presentations or a TED Talk, are shaped in the same way as the pinups. When you have a project, you have to expose it, and three main points will influence your presentation. One is how well you know who you are addressing your speech to. Second point is how you will present, how you will shape your presentation, what organizational pattern you will use to explain your design. And three are the resources. When and why do you use it? So first of all, I'm going to explain how knowing the audience could be relevant and could be meaningful, a meaningful point of all this presentation. Let's say I'm Amanda Burden and I'm exposing the craving of green spaces in Manhattan. I'm talking to a very mixed audience, and some of them are just students of architecture, others are students of medicine, and others are architects, professional architects. If I'm speaking in a language with technical vocabulary of architecture, the professionals, the architects, will understand me a lot, and they will keep understanding me through all the presentation. After a minute of presentation, I will completely lose all the students that didn't get through those vocabulary in class, all the students of medicine that had never heard of architecture, of vocabulary in architecture, and the students of architecture may or may not understand me. So the message that I'm trying to get through the audience, because this is all about communication. When you're doing a speech, you're communicating with the audience through your presentation and through your speech. If you cannot communicate with them because you cannot give the message, you cannot explain well enough to your audience what you are trying to say, this has no point. So understanding who your audience is very important for having the best presentation. Second of all, the organizational pattern. As architects, we are often exposed with problems that we have to solve. As architects, we are problem solvers. Amanda Burden solved a very important matter in Manhattan, that was the craving of green spaces. And her answer to that was the High Line. How did she come up with this idea? Do you think it's because she's a genius and she just knew this was the right solution? No. She based her research on scientific problems, scientific articles. She based her research and her design on professionals' work that have been working on those issues for years. For example, I don't know if you knew this, but Central Park is known as the lungs of New York. Why? Because New York is craving with all the pollution and all the people living there in this small area. They are just suffocating. I'm not asking you to believe me, but if here I had some scientific facts, if I show you the article or the scientific article, you will believe me. But here am I have nothing behind me to show you. You're not supposed to believe me because I am not a professional, I am not a scientist, I am nothing but an architecture student. So If I had those articles, those scientific proofs that I'm basing my research on real facts, the audience will be like, yeah, I understand why she did this, and they will remember all the all the steps of why and what for did you do what you did for the project. This is why the resources are very relevant for the audience to understand you, but also for your project to be strong and for your project to work. This is very important. So, as we said, the three main points of a presentation are knowing your audience, knowing who you are talking to, a well-organized speech, and thirdly, strong resources. Resources that will help you get through the communication with the audience and get your project to be strong enough to win a contest for the city and for you to be chosen as an architect and as a solution for this problem. Thank you.